Marriage doesn't fall apart overnight. It cracks slowly in places most couples don't even pay attention to. So, here are 5 tips that will help you protect what you built and keep you out of divorce court. Tip number 1 for you brothers: know when to stop talking. I understand how the male ego works. I was a victim of this. We always feel like we need to get the last word. Every time we feel disrespected, something about our egos shows up and we want to let this woman know how we feel. We desperately need to get the last word. We need to make our arguments. We need to let her know how disrespected we feel. And that is important. It is essential as the man in your house that you let your wife know what she's doing wrong to disrespect you. But my brother, you have to pick your battles. You do not have to let everything become a conversation. Your house should not feel like a war zone. There are things you should be comfortable letting go. There are moments you should just like hear something, accept what it is, and say nothing. Just keep silent, brother. Just let that one go. The ones that are really important and at the core of your marriage, absolutely you should address that. But not every little thing. Not every single comment. Not every single time you feel disrespected or your ego is hurt that you have to have that conversation and call this woman out. Woman, you will not speak to. Woman, you will not. That only makes the marriage become burdensome, becomes difficult, and next thing you know, it starts to feel heavy and tense. And people start to check out. You start to feel disrespected. She starts to feel disrespected. You don't feel seen. She doesn't feel seen. And slowly but surely, that marriage starts to get less and less fun. Tip number 2 is a very important one. Never stop having sex. Yes. And I understand that there will be many times that you don't want to. There'll be times when you are in your feelings, you have been hurt by that woman, she has done something to disappoint you, and the last thing you want to do is have sex with her. But do it anyway. I guarantee you, something about sex makes things better. Something about the physical intimacy of the act of having sex with someone improves whatever mood you are in. I guarantee you that after the sexual session, after you guys are done being intimate, you will have a completely different perspective on whatever that issue was. It's like there are two different human beings. There's like the before sex version of you, and then there's the after sex version. Before sex, you are in your feelings. You're angry, you're bitter, you have all these things you want to get off your chest. The second sex happens, and then you let all that out of you. Something about that just improves your mood. You are more willing to have a conversation. You are more willing to say, you know what, girl, I'm sorry. Something about that act of physical intimacy. And many couples tend to overlook this. They do not understand the importance of intimacy and sex in their marriage. They feel like sex is some added benefit, that it's all about the emotional connection. It's all about deep conversation and bonding. No, it is not. Sometimes just a good sex session will solve a world of problems. So keep that in mind. Never ever stop having sex. The day you stop having sex is the day your marriage starts to slowly die. The third tip is to share emotional and financial burdens equally. And I know this becomes like a big conversation in today's world, the 50-50, the man's role, the provider role. We're not going to go down that journey. But I'm just saying, from my experience and from the marriages that I've seen, it helps when couples carry emotional and financial burdens together. Once you start to delegate tasks, when it becomes the man's job to do something and the woman's job to do something else, things become complicated. People start to feel a sense of entitlement, or if they are let down in certain areas, they feel like, oh, this was you. Like when women start to assign themselves the emotional burdens of the family, and that the man feels that all he is just a paycheck, he's not willing to do the other things. In his mind, he's justified in saying, I will pay these bills and nothing else. You don't expect me to contribute in any other way. I am not here to do any emotional lifting. I am not here to do dishes or to cook food or to clean homes. I am just going to pay the bills. And you better have my house clean, woman. You better have my food ready. You better have the kids ready for school. And then the woman, on the other hand, starts to feel slighted by that. She still wants an emotional partner. She still wants you to be emotionally open. She would love to come home one day and find that her husband already cooked dinner. She would like to come home and see the kitchen has been cleaned by you. That is extremely sexy to a woman. Nothing turns a woman on faster than you carrying some of the burdens that she's facing. If a woman comes home after a long day of work to find you have cleaned the kitchen, you have cooked her dinner, the kids are in bed, and she has to do nothing, she will rock your world that night, my brother. She will take you to cloud nine. And that is true. And the same thing for men, ladies. The same thing for men. If you carry some of that man's burden, if that man goes to pay a bill one day and he says paid or and he looks and says, paid? And you say, yeah, I paid that. I paid that, baby. I took that off you. That man will also rock your world that night. So I find that the easiest way to go about this is just to share those burdens equally. Yes, the man should be expected to carry some of those domestic burdens. He should be willing to get into the kitchen or clean or help with the kids or go grocery shopping. Do everything you're doing. And you, ma'am, should be also be willing to pay a bill or meet or take some of those financial burdens off this man. This will greatly, and I mean greatly, improve your marriage. The fourth tip that is extremely important that we tend to overlook is to keep your personal identity. That is so important. Like people get lost in the marriage. They start to see themselves as just a married man or as just a married woman. And they start to lose who they were, their own personal identity, the things they were, the dreams they had, the plans they had, their hobbies, all the things that made them you before they got married. They lose that. And they are just wrapped up in doing husband duties, in doing the things that are expected of a husband and a father. Brother, you are more than just a husband and a father. You are a man. And you have all the things that you enjoy doing that you still carry over into your marriage. And you should never lose that. The same goes for your wife, sir. Before you met that woman, she was who she was. She was somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, somebody's friend, somebody's coworker, and she still is. Those relationships are still important to your wife, sir. Allow this woman go out on some girls' nights. Let her go out on girls' trips with her friends and her cousins. And we've all seen the videos of some of those girl trips. Those Jamaica trips with the rafting and the massagers, they be getting crazy. So I understand why some brothers might hesitate. But you can't hesitate. You have to just trust your woman. If she's for the streets, then she's for the streets. But you have to be able to trust her to go on these trips with her friends and to have a good time and respect your marriage. This is one of the most important things that I found. You have to maintain your personal identity. You have to have space to be your true self. You have to have space for your friends, for your hobbies, for the activities you've always enjoyed, be it sports or whatever it is. And that only strengthens the bond. Because not only do you feel valued as a wife or a husband, you also feel valued as an individual, as a person. You feel seen and respected by your partner who says, I see that you like these other things. Your entire life isn't revolving around me. I cannot possibly satisfy every need you have. There is no way on earth I can be the sole provider of everything you need to be happy. Hear me again. No husband or wife can be the sole provider of everything you need to be happy. You have to find happiness in a lot of other sources. Your marriage is only about 25%, and it sounds low, but your marriage is about 25% of your happiness. A huge portion of that will come from your siblings, your parents, your friends, your hobbies, the movie shows the TV shows you like, the movies you enjoy, the music. Like all those things are all a part of you and should be embraced and nurtured throughout your marriage. The fifth important tip is to find a shared hobby. Yes, this will help because this is separate from date nights. Date nights are things you will do naturally as often as you can within your marriage. Taking each other out, treating each other to dinner and try all those things are great and they are essential. But I'm speaking specifically of a shared hobby that isn't date night. Things you naturally both enjoy that you can do anyway without having to create a special date night for it. These are normal things in the course of your existence that is a shared hobby that you both enjoy. And it can be something as simple as a TV show that you both love. Like it's Sunday evening at 8 p.m. and you both are eager to sit in front of that TV with a big bowl of popcorn and just enjoy your favorite show and talk about it after. Like, damn, that was a crazy episode. They don't kill that nigga. You know, those things are important. They are important because it is not date night. It is not special time that you have to carve out. These are naturally occurring themes throughout the course of your day. You both might love to work out and you just like go to the gym 3 times a week together to go work out with your wife. You both might enjoy to cook and you just naturally on a daily basis, just like, hey, what we making tonight, girl? What you got? What we cooking? And you're just both in that kitchen, you're living it up, you're cooking, music, whatever it is that you both share an interest in that doesn't need special time carved out. It is absolutely essential for the health of your marriage. You need those things. So find something, no matter how small it is, no matter how, talk about the things you both like to do on a daily basis naturally. Even grocery shopping. Some men enjoy that. Even just to tag along and like, hey, let's just take some time away from the house, from the kids. Let's hit up HEB. Let's hit up Kroger. Let's go shopping together. You know, those things are important. So I feel like these tips are going to greatly improve many marriages. I made a lot of mistakes. I wish I had some of the knowledge I had right now when I was married because I didn't follow a lot of these rules and it ended up bad. But I really want to see Black love thrive. Nothing makes me happier than to see Black couples thriving, a husband, a wife, their children. It is wonderful. It is a wonderful sight to see. And I hope that these tips will somehow help you save your marriage, strengthen your marriage, grow your marriage. And thanks for watching the episode. This is the Black Man's Bible. Like, subscribe, come back often,